There was just a big reveal for the Jade Cargill situation, but it may not be what it seems. So who's in the clear and who's not here with this story? Starting things off with the latest reveal and developments for the Jade Cargill situation. Prior to this week, we here on WrestlingWorldCC were discussing how slow the story with Jade Cargill had become, and how it felt like Bianca Belair and Naomi just completely forgot about Jade Cargill's existence and didn't really care about her. They mentioned looking into who did it for the first few weeks after it happened, but after that they made absolutely no mention of Jade Cargill's name at all. They just continued to wear matching gear and smile their way to the ring, and that's what made this storyline and especially the character behavior from Bianca and Naomi so strange. They called Jade Cargill one of their best friends, yet we never really saw them truly invested in the investigation. There was one week where Naomi said she spoke with Nick Aldis to check on any leads, but that was it, as far as Naomi and Bianca investigating the matter goes. And even that segment gave off strange vibes because we never actually saw Naomi in Nick's office. So how do we know she was even truly there to begin with? And Bianca Belair didn't even go with Naomi that week to Nick's office to investigate. So Bianca and Naomi's behavior from the start has been a bit off and completely strange. This is their best friend that went down and lost months of her career due to this attack, and it seems like Naomi and Bianca were fully ready to move on and forget about Jade Cargill by week 2 after the incident. Just a whole lot of weird behavior there, especially the way they're quick to pin the attack on someone else. Whenever anyone gets mentioned about being involved in the attack, Bianca and Naomi point fingers and double down on that accused individual being the attacker with no proof whatsoever. Bianca and Naomi don't even want to verify with evidence. They just jump and fully pin it on anyone whose name comes up in the investigation, which that itself is just a bit off. It just feels like they're hiding something, the way they're so quick to double down on someone else being the attacker without even checking or caring for the evidence. Naomi and Bianca keep acting strange, but don't get it twisted, Jade Cargill has been acting strange as well. Jade returned to social media a few weeks back by starting off with some captionless photos and cryptic tweets, before returning to her usual social media usage. But why hasn't Jade Cargill commented about the entire situation? Why hasn't she called in to Bianca and Naomi? Why hasn't Bianca or Naomi called Jade Cargill? We know it's a show and storyline, but cell phones do exist in this fictional world of television, so why hasn't any side reached out to the other? That has to mean something, or is just a big plot hole here. Just look at the situation with Sami Zayn for comparison. Sami gets brutally attacked by Kevin Owens to write him off for weeks. But just over a week later, they were airing a home-recorded video from Sami Zayn, and he was updating the fans on his condition. Why haven't we seen anything like that from Jade Cargill? It took 10 days to get that update video from Sami Zayn. Meanwhile, it's been 3 months since Jade Cargill went down, and she's been so weirdly silent on the matter. So the way all 3 characters are handling this situation doesn't make much sense right now, but hopefully whatever is coming up will explain why all 3 women were kind of standoffish to each other. But we get to the February 14th edition of Smackdown, and after months of ignoring the Jade Cargill story, a big advancement was finally made. Nick Aldis brings Bianca Belair and Naomi into his office. He explains that he receives an anonymous tip in the form of a cell phone recorded video. Nick claims they don't know who filmed it and they don't know who sent it. All they know is that the clip made it to the high-ups. The video does not show footage of who actually attacked Jade Cargill. It instead shows when Jade Cargill was getting loaded into the ambulance. This individual was filming from the other side of the ambulance and was recording the whole scene. Bayley is seen running late into the scene. A lot of fans were suspicious of that in this video, but like we said from the start, Bayley would be a shocking reveal because she's just coming off of a 5-year heel run. It doesn't make sense to turn Bayley back into a heel so suddenly when she's barely a year into this new babyface run. So that's what basically clears Bayley's name. But the video focuses on Liv Morgan and Rodriguez, who were walking into the arena. Naomi and Bianca have smiles on their faces and celebrate what they see in the video. Naomi was yelling about how everyone thought it was her. Bianca and Naomi label Liv Morgan and Raquel as guilty right away, and it's Nick Aldis who slows them down and says that this isn't proof at all that they did the attack and how they can't jump to conclusions. Bianca and Naomi say that they're going over to Raw to handle Morgan and Rodriguez themselves. And as Bianca Belair was leaving the room, she said that everyone owes Naomi and herself an apology for saying it was them who attacked Jade Cargill. So what did this segment reveal to us, and was this the big grand reveal for the Jade Cargill attacker? It proved absolutely nothing, and this was not the big reveal at all. This was a big fake out reveal that was just way too anticlimactic to serve as the actual reveal. There's still more to it, and even though Morgan and Rodriguez are some grimy character that have attacked people in parking lots before, they didn't do this attack on Jade Cargill and are being framed by someone else. And usually when it comes to framing, the person doing the framing can often be the one that's involved with the guilty act themselves, which brings us to this anonymous eyewitness video that was sent in here. Is it possible to think that Naomi and Bianca Belair set this all up so perfectly that they had someone there recording the whole scene with the full intention of pointing the blame in other people's direction? That appears to be a possibility. Maybe this eyewitness is connected to Bianca Belair and Naomi and was just meant to throw people off the scent once they got too close to the investigation. Or if this is a real witness, they're going to have to show the actual footage of Jade Cargill getting attacked for people to really believe it. Footage of people walking around and entering the building doesn't really do much for anyone here. If this was a police case, the detectives can't go and cuff Liv and Rodriguez based off just this video alone, because it doesn't prove anything. And again, the way Naomi and Bianca were so quick to deflect, they once again leave even this segment looking as guilty as ever. You got video footage of other people being around the scene of the incident, but due to their strange behavior, Naomi and Bianca still come off as the top suspects here. Fans aren't buying Liv and Raquel as the attackers, and they know that wasn't the big reveal at all. Some fans are making close comparisons to Triple H and Shawn Michaels' storyline from the early 2000s. That story saw Shawn Michaels get brutally attacked in the parking lot, and Triple H was swearing on everyone that he was going to find out who did this to Shawn, was pointing fingers at everyone he could, and it was later revealed that it was in fact Triple H himself who attacked Shawn Michaels. So with Triple H having the pen in his hand for this story with Jade Cargill, is he pulling a page out of one of his own old stories in the company and implementing it into the Jade Cargill situation? If Triple H is using that old storyline as the blueprint for Jade's story, that means Jade has to be attacked by close friends that she trusted. No other payoff would honestly feel satisfying at this point of the timeline. It's either just Bianca Belair, just Naomi, or Bianca and Naomi together. That's really the only few reveals that would feel satisfying for the Jade Cargill attacker. The way everyone is acting around this story is so off. Even for our supposed baby faces of the story, they see Liv and Raquel just walking around and they instantly label them as guilty, and they're demanding apologies from the fans. It just sounds like some extreme deflecting and covering up that's exactly going on here. So don't get it mistaken, Liv Morgan and Raquel are certainly not the attackers. All eyes are still on Bianca Belair and Naomi because something doesn't feel right.
But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.